Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Here's my top 10 favorite Jesse Eisenberg movies. Yes, Jesse Eisenberg has been an actor for quite a while in movies, and yes, he's still very young, but he has done a lot of great movies. Yes, he has done some shitty movies. Yes, Batman v Superman, but yes, he has done a lot of great movies throughout his career so far, so I thought I'd give my top 10 personal favorite Jesse Eisenberg movies. Alright, let's get started. Here's my top 10 favorite Jesse Eisenberg movies. Alright, coming in number 10 is the movie Solitary Man. Solitary Man came out in 2009. And this movie is a pretty distasteful story because, yes, Jesse Eisenberg isn't huge in this movie, but he is in it, so I'll count it. It's more of a Michael Douglas movie basically about an older guy who's a very despicable character. Basically, he gave up on his marriage and his kids and stuff, and basically, he's just a womanizer. He sleeps with women, and that's all he does, and he treats them like garbage, and he likes young women and stuff, and he really doesn't even care about his ex-wife or his kid or even his grandkid and stuff. And that's all because he has this heart problem, and he basically just gave up on life. And in the movie, he runs into Jesse Eisenberg's character, who's this college, nerdy, preppy kid, who's very proper and stuff, and Michael Douglas teaches him how to, lay back and stuff, how to talk to women and stuff, and basically, you think Jesse Eisenberg's character becomes more like Michael Douglas, but honestly, he doesn't. He still stays the likable character, and honestly, Jesse Eisenberg in this movie is probably the most likable character. Michael Douglas is fantastic in this movie, so is Danny DeVito, Susan Sarandon, Mary Louise Parker, Imogen Poots. They're all great in this movie, but Jesse Eisenberg is a kind of a standout because he is very good, and he's so likable in this movie, and I really enjoyed him in this movie. Again, this is Michael Douglas's movie. He's the lead character. Jesse Eisenberg is a very small part, but his small part is very memorable, and I did enjoy him in this movie. And this movie itself is a very good movie. Pretty unlikable movie, but a good movie. Coming number 9 is American Ultra. Yes, a movie a lot of people didn't like. This was panned by the critics last year, and I kind of liked it. It's this weird action thriller and stuff, and it's awesome. You want to see Jesse Eisenberg kick some ass for 95 minutes? It's pretty great. He's got great chemistry with Kristen Stewart, and you've seen that in other movies like Adventureland and stuff, and they work great together. Kristen Stewart's great, Jesse Eisenberg's great, the action is great, and it's also a very funny movie. It is a stoner comedy, but it's also a great action comedy. It's weird, it's strange, it's bizarre, but it's just so entertaining, and I freaking enjoyed it. Coming number 8 is Cafe Society. Cafe Society, I just did a review, so I'm going to leave a link down below. I did a whole review of this movie. It's a great movie. Great. It's got a great style, feels like you're in the 1950s, good production, good costume, and Jesse Eisenberg is fantastic in the movie with Blake Lively, Steve Carell, all the cast. It's a great movie. If you're a Woody Allen fan, definitely you'll love Cafe Society. It's great. It's my 8th favorite Jesse Eisenberg movie. Coming number 7 is Night Moves. Night Moves is an independent movie that came out, in 2013, I think? And the story of this movie is about these hardcore environmentalists. They want to blow up this dam to get clean water to go into their town stuff, to get nice and fresh, clean water for the animals and the environment and stuff. But when they do this job, something bad happens, and then people are after them, and they don't know who to trust and who not to trust, and yeah. This is a very good movie. This has Jesse Eisenberg, Dakota Fanning, and Peter Skarsgård, all three of which give great performance. This is a very dark, very bleak movie and stuff, and it's a little bizarre too. The tone is very dry, but the tone works for the story and how this movie is executed and stuff. It just works. This definitely is not a movie for everyone. Some people would get really bored by this movie or just get weirded out by it. It's a very good movie. It's got great atmosphere. The tone works for the story and premise. And the 3 performances by the 3 actors is really good. It has a really dark and messed up ending, but it's still a very good watch. And I'd recommend it. It's one of my favorite Jesse Eisenberg performances. Coming number 6 is Roger Dodger. Roger Dodger is an older performance by Jesse Eisenberg. He's very young in this movie. He had to be 16 or 17 in this movie. And the story of this movie, just like Solitary Man, this is a very distasteful, very unlikable story, but the story of this movie is about a young kid who wants to get laid. He wants to know what it feels like to get laid by a girl, so he goes to his uncle Roger, who's this very unlikable, despicable, misogynistic character. He basically wants his help to help lose his virginity and stuff. So basically his uncle takes him out for the town and tries to get him laid and stuff. And he tells him very horrible things to tell women so he can get into bed with them and stuff. And This movie is a character study, and it's a fascinating story. It's a very unlikable story for like the first 2 acts, but the character arcs is what makes the movie better, and these characters do learn a lot. The character Roger, I forget the actor who played him, he does an amazing job. Despicable character, but I love his character arc, and I love that he learns something about women and stuff. And same with Jesse Eisenberg. It's a very interesting story. It's got a lot of great dark comedy, but some people might get offended because of how these 2 characters sometimes talk to each other, but it is a good movie. It is a good movie. It's got good dark comedy. It's got 2 great character arcs, and it's an interesting character study about uncle and a nephew who don't get along, and then trying to hook up with these girls and stuff, but then they learn more about each other and about their family lives and how they have to change their lives and stuff and respect women and stuff. That's kind of what I got at the end of the movie. Some people still might not like this movie because sometimes it can get a little offensive, and I totally understand, but it's still a very well paced, very well written, very well acted movie, and I would recommend it. It's not for everyone, but it's still a good movie. Coming number 5 is Zombieland. Yes, Zombieland's such a great movie. Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Abigail Breslin, and Emma Stone. Basically, it's a zombie apocalypse. It is a horror comedy, and it's so freaking good. It's not as funny as Shaun of the Dead. Some people like to compare it to Shaun of the Dead for some stupid reason. It's not as funny as Shaun of the Dead, but it's still a very funny movie with a very hilarious cameo by Bill Murray, and it's got great jokes. I love the rules of surviving a zombie apocalypse that Jesse Eisenberg, what's his name, Columbus and stuff. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's also a funny movie, but it's also a great zombie survival movie. It's an interesting movie about friendships, that how these 4 people become friends and stuff during the zombie apocalypse. They also become like a family and stuff, a unit. It's great. Great zombie kills in the movie. There's some hilarious jokes, funny one-liners, and just amazing badass action scenes. And again, a very funny cameo by Bill Murray. It's a great movie. It's not very long. It's very short and very to the point, and that's what makes it so brilliant. Zombieland is awesome. Coming number 4 is Adventureland. Adventureland, a great teen, raunchy, crude comedy. Another great cast. You got Jesse Eisenberg, Bill Hader, Kristen Stewart, Ryan Reynolds, Martin Starr, Kristen Wiig. All great in this movie. Basically, it's about a kid who wants to go to college, but he has to pay for it himself, so he gets a summer job at this amusement park called Adventureland. And there he meets a lot of these employees who he becomes friends with and stuff, and it's just a all-in-all interesting story. And yeah, it plays like a lot of homage to like 90s and 80s teen movies, like, you know, Breakfast Club, Dazed and Confused and stuff. It's so good. It's a funny movie, it's a good comedy, but it's also a very interesting drama with a very good romance. Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart are both very good in this movie. Ryan Reynolds is a very unlikable character, but he's still very good. I think Bill Hader is my favorite character as the over-the-top manager and stuff. That scene with the baseball bat is fucking hilarious, and I love it. It's got a great soundtrack, great score, great story, and actually a very great climax to the movie. It's a very interesting story. It's got great characters, great comedy. If you love teen movies, then definitely check this movie out. It's awesome. Coming number 3 is the Squid and the Whale. Yes, Squid and the Whale is probably my favorite Noah Baumbach movie. I love this movie. Yes, Noah Baumbach has done great movies like Frances Ha, While We're Young, Greenberg, but this is his best movie. This movie is brilliant. Jeff Daniels, I think, steals the movie, but Jesse Eisenberg is so good in this movie as his son, who actually wants to be just like him, but by the end of the movie, he doesn't want to be anything like him. It's a great movie. Again, I don't want to go into spoilers because it's a very short movie. It's a very short, subtle, to-the-point kind of movie. I don't want to spoil it. Just check it out. If you're a fan of Noah Baumbach's work, then you'll definitely like this movie. You'll like the drama, you'll like the pace, you'll like the comedy, you'll enjoy these type of characters. It's a very smart, very intellectual comedy, but again, if you're not a Noah Baumbach fan, then definitely skip this movie. It's probably not for you, but all you Noah Baumbach fans, check this movie out. You'll probably see this movie if you are a Noah Baumbach fan, but still, yeah, check it out anyways. It's my 3rd favorite Jesse Eisenberg movie. Coming number 2 is The End of the Tour. Yes, The End of the Tour, such an amazing movie. I leave a link down below. I did a whole review of The End of the Tour last year. This is one of my favorite movies. This was like my 8th favorite movie of 2015. This movie is fantastic. The dialogue, the writing, the performances by both Jesse Eisenberg and Jason Segel are both amazing. I still think Jason Segel should have gotten an Oscar nomination for supporting actor. Well, him and Jason Mitchell for Straight Outta Compton, but mostly Jason Segel. Jason Segel is amazing in this movie. He doesn't even act like Jason Segel, and The main strong suit of this movie is the conversation between these two writers. One writer is interviewing another writer about his book. It's a very long book, but it's also one of the most smartest books that this decade. It's brilliant. And it's also a lot about ego and jealousy and looking up to someone and just random stuff. The conversation that these two characters have is fascinating. The dialogue, the writing for this movie is so strong, and the two lead performances are amazing. Check this movie if you haven't seen it, because honestly, every time I mention this movie, no one knows what I'm talking about. No one's even heard of this movie, and I was wrong. This movie's fantastic. People need to watch it. It's amazing. And my number one favorite Jesse Eisenberg movie is, of course, it's the obvious answer, but it's also the right answer. The Social Network. Yes, The Social Network is one of my favorite David Fincher movies of all time. Yes, Seven is still my favorite, and I love Gone Girl, Fight Club, The Game, all of those. But Social Network is an amazing movie. This is the only, David Fincher movie that isn't, a psychological, messed up, dark movie. It's a biopic about Mark Zuckerberg, the creator of Facebook, and how he had to deal with legal action while he was creating Facebook, with the Winklevi twins and his CEO, Eduardo, played by Andrew Garfield. Armie Hammer plays the twins. He's actually good in this movie. Yes, Armie Hammer. Pick some good movies, for God's sakes. And Jesse Eisenberg, who plays Mark Zuckerberg, a very likable but very unlikable character at the same time. He's an interesting character, a very smart character, and he's portrayed amazingly by Jesse Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg was nominated for his performance in this movie. He was amazing. I also love Justin Timberlake as Sean Parker, the creator of Napster. He was also so good in this movie. I loved the writing for this movie. Aaron Sorkin, who won his Oscar for this movie, did an amazing job. David Fincher directed the movie so well. The score was absolutely fantastic. It fit perfectly with the tone of the film. Everything about this movie is fantastic. It's fantastic. The writing, the direction, the pacing, the editing, the cinematography, everything about The Social Network is absolutely brilliant. It's one of my favorite David Fincher movies, and it's my number one favorite Jesse Eisenberg movie. So yeah, that was my top 10 personal favorite Jesse Eisenberg movies. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me what are your top 10 favorite Jesse Eisenberg movies. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to his channel, and join the dark side.